Good evening, Resoluters. The hiatus has ended.
We are back.
We are back, baby.
I love it.
I know, man. It's been a minute. We had so much shit going on, which we'll dig into a little bit. But happy Monday, everybody.
Absolutely.
Yeah. We are the Resoluters. If you're turning in for the first time, um, I am Mark Jeske, and this is Master Jedi Coy, and we're bringing to you all the facts and details and assistance as we're going through a 90-day body transformation challenge. So we're just about almost wrapped up with season 2 of our second 90-day challenge. Got
Yep.
some great results to share with everyone, but hopefully y'all can tune in and pick up something that you find here that'll be helpful for you to put into your shopping cart of health and wellness and get on this train with us and make it have a good
100%.
time.
Like I said, what's up to Bob Serber? Bobby Serber's watching.
Oh, what's up, Bobby Silver? You got to keep
Bobby
eyes on
Serber.
that chat. I got guy. I'm not.
I'm in.
I'm not dialed on that.
Kind of,
And Reggie says hello too, everybody.
What's up, Reggie? Good to see you.
Woo! I'm gonna burn the shit out of my mouth with this one. All right, I survived. It's gonna be okay. But we do have an extra special show for y'all tonight, as in we have some special guests in the house. As we're taking a like a trip down memory lane for me because these are two of my best friends in the world. That we've been friends for a very long time. We have Brandon Hernandez with us this evening. Brandon and I have worked together over the years and doing bar programs and so forth. There is Brandon. He is a U.S. Marine, um,
Arr!
an all-around great guy. I know
Fellow
Corey's
devil.
going to get excited about that one.
Mhm. I love it.
Yeah. And, woo! There's a Marine in the making, I think, hiding out back
He's
there.
back there. He's loving it.
Probably still doing burpees.
He
I know,
is.
right? And then we got also Jason Gassert with us tonight. I think we got a great action photo that I stole from his Facebook page right here. Him setting up his restaurant. And Jason is also the manager of a restaurant operation. We became friends when I spent a stint in DC. And he is also a U.S. veteran. He was in the Army. So
Nice.
all the vets in the house
Love it.
tonight, and they're going to share with us their journey to getting healthy and the roller coaster ride and all the success they've had, which has been fantastic. I think they both have inspirational stories to share with everybody.
Dig it.
So yeah, so I don't know, baby. I'm thinking might be time for the questions.
Oh, sounds good to me. There it is.
There it is. It happened. All right. So questions on deck. Oh, I got a message real quick. What do we got?
Oh.
Okay. Okay. All right. Brandon's working on it.
All right, Brandon.
Brandon's getting dialed in. We got Mr. Gassert hiding out in the green room. I see you over there in the corner, buddy. We'll get us all dialed in. All right. So, from Mr. Ray Clark in Houston, Texas, fellow Santana alumni once again.
Big Ray.
Big Ray. So what's a new metal track for a workout playlist that he can dig into?
Ooh.
And I gotta tell you, like I had a metal track that actually inspired the name of tonight's episode, Demon Cleaner, which is an OG track from Caius. So you guys are spinning any albums out there from the 90s, Caius, I think it was the Gardenia was the album, but Demon Cleaner was the track on that because we're gonna be cleansing some demons tonight as we're talking about our path to being healthy. And just throw it in for something brand new because I've been kind of hooked on this one too. Ozzy got a great new album out, and there's a track called Immortal that he did with Mike McCready, who is the lead guitarist for Pearl Jam. So such a weird little crossover right there. I just been digging on it, so I thought I'd share that. So there you go, Ray, for your workout playlist.
Dig it.
Been trying to taunt Ray into putting together a new bass track for us, like he did that Anthrax cover. So
I love it.
Looking forward to a Ray Clark appearance as a musical guest once again. And speaking of musical guests, I didn't mention Franco Magnolia is back with us tonight with his produced video for his third appearance with us as a musical guest.
Third appearance.
I think so. So he's back in it. And then for our next episode, musical guest Matt Dixon will be making a return with a very special surprise for the audience. Which
I love it.
Dig. All right, Jeff, you had a question. What do you got?
Yes. Mine comes from Michelle Kunkel, my girlfriend.
Oh, Ooh,
She writes to us, what are some natural remedies for panic attacks?
get
Uh,
it.
yeah, so I used to get some panic attacks. So when I was having panic attacks, one of the things that I would always remember is laughter really is sometimes the best medicine. You got that.
Ooh,
Laughter
okay.
is the best medicine. I always would think of, for some reason, Family Guy episodes, and I would just start laughing, and it would actually calm my heart down. So,
Oh,
laughter, what laughter does is it boosts endorphins, and it actually reduces stress hormones. So endorphins come in and they help reduce stress hormones. So laughter really is good for anxiety, literally. Also, you could use chamomile tea. The chamomile tea contains an antioxidant, apigenin. I want to think I'm saying that right, but that helps reduce anxiety, blocks certain receptors in your brain. Lavender helps. Working out helps. Getting outdoors, seeing nature, just get your mind somewhere else. Meditation, somewhere else where you're not thinking about whatever's causing you the anxiety.
yeah, I'm a big fan of meditation, deep breathing in general. They've actually
Yeah,
shown that if you were just bad at meditation and you just did the breathing part, 10 deep breaths with that deep, like diaphragmatic exhalation a day supposedly will extend your life by another 20%.
yeah, it's
Something,
amazing.
something significant that says, don't be a mouth breather. No, I was kidding. It just, Um, no, but that's great. And the laughter thing kicks, and even when you're dealing with someone's having like a bad day, just feeling depressed.
Yeah,
Um, back in the day, if I'd have a hard time and that kind of stuff, just throw a comedy on, watch a
that's
funny
it.
movie, get yourself laughing. It's a big hit.
Yeah, it really is.
Seems simple. It seems like obvious, until but when you
Yeah,
feel the difference because you're doing it, it's a win.
yeah.
All right, I got Dawn Weber from Honolulu, Hawaii, another Santana Sultan alumni. She's like, what is a good cardio routine for beginners? If you're just starting
I
out.
like that.
I'm a big fan of swimming for the very beginning. Supports muscles, joints, improves flexibility. Pretty hard to hurt yourself unless you drown. So it'd be pretty good. So definitely, I think swimming's a good way to go. It's also great for recovery after a workout. So
Yes,
second place to that for me would be stationary bike. Just because it's low impact on joints and stuff like that, get your heart moving, that kind of stuff. But I think swimming is just a little more fun.
yeah. I like walking too. Walking's low impact, but you walk long distances. If you've got a partner to walk with or music on your headphones that you can listen to, it really takes your mind off of what you're doing. But it is exercise as long as it's exercise walking.
Very cool.
Yeah,
All right. I just see. Yeah, do you see who the Facebook people are? Like mine
I
just.
see
It
Bob
just
Server and Brandon Hernandez. That's all I see.
okay. I just saw someone post up on the chat. So hell yes to swimming, but I'm not quite sure who it is.
That would be Brandon Hernandez.
Oh, cool. What's up,
Says
B
how yes,
Rod?
I'm swimming.
Okay. Animal Mother about to be in the house.
Animal Mother. Oh God, Full Metal Jacket going
No,
on.
that's Brandon's nickname that I gave him forever ago. Um,
Outstanding.
yeah, man. So anyway, next from NOLA, one of our
Nola.
season one guests, Dr. Alexander Sung. He's like, was giving up alcohol as easy or hard as you thought?
Mm,
Um, I think I had some. I broke my rule. I didn't go completely without alcohol, but in the last 7 weeks, I have drank 2 times. But those are planned events I had like on the calendar before we started doing this. Kind of like I know you did Super Bowl or
hmm
whatever. So, but otherwise, no, it wasn't nearly as hard as I thought it was going to be. I thought I was going to start craving it because I was just used to doing it, or feel like I couldn't have a good time when I went out. But no, it was much easier than expected. I think a lot of
Uh,
times I find myself drinking out of boredom because I'm not doing something else.
well,
But
that's just it.
yeah,
That's just it. Well, I broke my rule too,
Mhm.
and I did. I did break this weekend actually,
Mhm.
and I did have a glass of whiskey, but I had a glass of whiskey, so
Yeah,
kept it
that's
simple, and I didn't get drunk, and I didn't go crazy, and I was craving it. The cravings are there, but it's a lot easier than quitting smoking. I'll tell you that. I just grab a water. Like every time when I come home from work, I'd just grab a water, or you know, And then on my work nights, I usually don't drink anyway, or else I'll have a beer or something like that. But now I'm just
Yeah.
grabbing a water and going to bed. So it actually was kind of easy for me too to not do it. I just wanted a whiskey this weekend. I said, well, let's see if I can just do one, and I did.
Sure. I feel like because over the last couple of weeks we haven't really got into because we haven't been on the show for a couple of weeks. We didn't really talk about updates, and for me, I like almost downsized jeans again. So like my new
Hmm.
like jeans that were a little snug that I finally was able to work into. I bought these over 2 years ago and was never able to wear them. So now wearing them right now, and they're super comfy. I had to buy a smaller shirt, which I'm wearing right now,
Hmm.
to still be able to wear a linen shirt that I enjoy. So I had two little windfalls of success where I just put the belt notch went down, that kind of stuff. And so I kind of celebrate a little bit by having alcohol and going out kind of when I did those things that I had on the calendar anyway. But no, I didn't go crazy or anything as far as that kind of thing. But
Yeah, no,
it
I
didn't
mean,
ruin
yeah,
my
it's great.
didn't ruin my
I got told I'm looking slimmer, and they asked what my secret was. I said I quit drinking.
Am I right? Isn't that
Go
and also
figure.
the rest involved? Like I
Hmm.
I gotta tell you, man, after it was like 2 or 3 weeks, I was just like, this is how normal people feel all the time. I was like, I'm gonna have to do. I gotta get more hobbies. I gotta do
Why
something
am I not dehydrated when I'm waking up so bad?
else, right? No, man. But and we're gonna get more into that in a little bit. So,
Yeah.
okay, questions. What do you got? What do you got?
I got from Chris Coy, my brother from my
Chris, welcome
same
back.
mother. Uh, what foods help reduce body odor?
Ooh,
Appreciate you coming out of the closet with that one, Chris. Uh, Body odor comes from different reasons. I mean, it can be coming from hormones, it can be coming from food you eat, it can be coming from medications you're taking, it could be coming from medical conditions. But if you want to try reducing body odor for naturally, because you think it's not a medical condition or anything like that, try eating citrus. Citrus fruits like lemons, oranges, they actually break down and limit the toxins that are getting in your body, minimizing the toxins. Green tea helps with bad breath. I don't know if you're got halitosis, but green tea helps. Chlorophyll in leafy vegetables, green leafy
borophyll,
vegetables.
borophyll.
Chlorophyll, am I right? Yeah, chlorophyll helps break down and neutralize odor causing compounds. So those are some natural remedies that'll help you out there.
Awesome. No, citrus. Quinine in the citrus peels is a natural antioxidant, and or not antioxidant, but medication they give you when you're sick. The word.
Medication. Diagnosis. No. Prescription.
uh, all those things. Anyway, it's cleanses your system of toxins. I want to get this word. Fucking, it's not coming
Remedy.
together. Yes, but anyway, but in the citrus peels is the secret called quinine, and it expels toxins from your body, which is how you're getting rid of the body odor on that. It's also great when you have a cold and that kind of stuff.
Perfect.
Antibiotics. Thank you, Brandon.
Antibiotics. There it is.
Starts with an A. It's got 3 syllables. Okay. Okay. Awesome. All right. From Chris Skull in HR. Do you boys know how many FCC violations you two are getting? No one gives a shit. Okay, moving on.
Jesus, Chris. I'll see you in the
Shoot.
office. Okay, I'll
Yeah.
see you in the office. Damn.
Oh man. Okay, and then a real question from Philly, from our recent guest Marcus Goldman,
Oh,
DJ Mark
DJ Marky
Goldman,
Mark.
and his magic bag. He says, "Had you guys ever discussed planning for a marathon together for the entire Resoluters group?" And we haven't, and now we're discussing it, and then we chatted a little bit about this question in the green room before Jeff and I jumped on, and I think that might be a great idea. We could do
That's a
like a
great
destination
idea.
city, and I mean, there's a fair amount of Resoluters there here in Houston. That doesn't mean it has to be in Houston or
We
something
could do
fly in.
Houston.
I wish that I would have seen Mark. Mark was actually here in Houston this past weekend for a business trip. He was here for a seminar or something like that, but we didn't get to connect because between my work schedule and the no time he had. But would have been great to see you, buddy. But we will talk more.
Yeah, that sounds like a great idea. Maybe the
Yeah,
Marine
man,
Corps
that'll be cool.
Marathon.
That'll be
Devil
cool.
Dog.
Do what?
We could do the Marine Corps Marathon.
You guys can do that shit, and
Arr!
you can drag me in the radio flyer behind you.
Be the second time I did it.
Awesome. All
I know
right,
you will, buddy.
Coy, you got any more questions?
No, I'm good on the questions, dude.
All right. Okay, we're gonna jump into top five real quick. We're gonna knock these things out just to share because it was just really standing out to me this particular top five of the things we've learned and how we've been coming along. So I just want to make sure that we share those things. Um, yeah, and then an update of how we've been doing. So top five strategies that we've learned that have helped us through this process of doing the transformation challenge. Um, these are things that I felt physically made me feel better and helped me with the weight loss journey. Um, so number one that I got, you ready, Coy? You got
I'm
your
ready.
shit? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right, I've been eating less red meat. That's been a big one for me. Overall digestion. For me, I think emotionally, it's been a big help for me because when I eat less red meat, and I'm going to get another ones. Another one's one of the things that I kind of cut out of my routine of eating. If I feel less bloated and it doesn't take me as long to digest, because obviously red meat takes quite a while. My clothes continue to fit the way they should be after I've lost the weight. I'm not having any dietary reactions to what's going on. I sleep better because I'm not digesting like heavy meals or lots of red meat when I'm going to bed at night, which then means I'm more likely to get up and actually follow through with my workouts and eating well in the morning because I'm not exhausted. So that was probably my first one that I got. So
Yeah.
less red meat and all the perks. I'm moving along with it.
Yeah. First one for me is water. Really is a super fuel. I
Get
know
that?
I wasn't getting enough of it. I wasn't
Cheers.
drinking half. Cheers, buddy. I wasn't drinking half the amount I was drinking, even a quarter of the amount I'm drinking now, and I just feel better drinking
Oh yeah.
water. Like really, like I feel like healthier. Like I'm not getting sick as much. I feel more. I don't know. I want to say energized, but not
Oh,
really. I
that's
can't say
right.
I'm
No,
energized yet. I
water
mean,
is when you're properly hydrated. It does give you more energy. So
it's
that's
really a super fuel, man. And,
and
and
then
that could go
feel
with
it. You'll
another one
notice it
too.
when you stop drinking the water that you've been doing, and then you'll notice the difference by comparison.
Yeah.
Sweet. I'm glad you brought that up.
Yeah.
Number two for me was the intermittent fasting.
Mm.
So I keep my eating within an 8 hour period of time. If I'm aggressive enough, like in the beginning of this 3 month period that we're in right now, I probably was able to get that down to a 6 hour period of time. It's got to help me kind of jumpstart my system into that routine. Um, so now my body has adapted to that. So I really don't get hungry in the day till really around 3 o'clock, unless the previous day I had like an earlier shift or I had to work in the morning versus the evening. Because then I'll throw off my routine a little bit. So I'll go quite a bit longer without having eaten, jumping back into that different work routine.
Yeah.
But it's helped me out reduce intake, so I'm going to help me cut calories. Not that I'm necessarily counting calories, but just to eat less, and it's improved my focus, as far as mental clarity and that kind of stuff, and my energy level. So
Yeah.
it feels real good.
It's funny because my second one is also intermittent fasting, but mine is more of the time frame. Just
Hmm.
making sure I'm eating within a certain time frame. Like you say, you're not getting hungry till 3. Pushing myself to not eat until 1 or 2, but drinking water, plenty of water in the
Oh yeah,
morning, and then having my shake in the morning after. When I'm mid afternoon. I find myself feeling better about it, and coming home at night, not chowing down on a meal and going to bed on that full stomach,
yeah,
and not eating after 8 o'clock at night, and holding off till the morning. I just actually find myself feeling better because of it.
yeah. Likewise, I agree. All right. My number three is adding high intensity interval training to my weight training day. So I broke up my upper body routine into a 2 day routine versus doing it all at once. That's definitely helped my recovery and switched me back into a situation for gaining muscle mass. But this hit training, this of what I've selected for hit training at the end of those weightlifting routines has been great. I just wasn't expecting to be such a dynamic switch to flip for me physically. So I'll do like chest and tries, and then my hit routine where I'm going to do curls, a different style of tricep extension, planks, push ups, and no weight squats. So that routine without rest, just going 2 cycles through that, it's been a game changer for me for flexibility, for stretching, recovery, and then muscle mass gains through all those areas in the upper body, which has been good.
Dig it.
Yeah.
Dig it. My number 3 is baby steps. Actually, setting a smaller goal instead of a larger goal and sticking to it and celebrating when I achieve that smaller goal and then going to the next goal. So I'm trying to get down to 185 pounds. I know that's my ultimate goal. But
Hmm.
if I can get from 250 to 240, 240 to 230, 230 to 220, I know that doing that and setting that goal and saying I can get there, no matter how long it takes, I can get there. That'll push me to the next goal and the next goal and the next goal, and just setting those baby steps in that one goal. So my goal right now is 230. I'm at 240 now. I want to get down to 230.
Awesome. That's a great way to focus on things to have to celebrate those gradual victories as you're getting close to
Mm-hmm.
step. For me, I had bulked up quite a bit as far as muscle mass before I started losing weight, and so for me, when I shift that direction, I know there's going to be a week or two sometimes when I don't feel like I lose weight, um, or like I didn't lose inches because of my shoulders or whatever versus my midsection. So I'm versus getting on the scale. Um, I'm still moving in the right direction, but I might not necessarily lose weight on the scale. So measuring inches is what I've been kind of focusing on, and shirt sizes and
Yeah,
that kind of stuff. That's been helping me.
yeah,
Cool.
it's great.
All right, number 4, eliminating rice completely. There's no rice for me. One, because of GMO kind of stuff and chemicals that my body doesn't like. I suffer a lot of bloating, and I feel like the complex carbohydrates in rice, it's just too much carbs for me with my routine, which ends up leading to insulin resistance as that stuff gets converted in my system. I've been eliminating all U.S. Flour-based items too, so I don't have any pasta in my routine unless it's 100% organic and sourced from somewhere outside of the United States. I found some decent egg noodles that are very healthy and they're GMO free. And then kabuto, as far as flour being used for pasta to make fresh pasta, the kabuto flour has been the kick for me. And then
Nice.
really eliminating those things and bloating, one for that, again, that emotional engagement. But again, alcohol, we've
Yeah,
been talking about already,
yeah.
has been a big kicker for me as far as, again, managing insulin resistance, liver health. I feel like I can physically feel the difference in my body because of my liver being in a better position. So, um,
Agreed.
dig it.
Alcohol is my number 4 as well. Giving up alcohol because I swear I've been walking through work and everyone's like, "What are you doing? You're losing weight. How are you losing your weight?"
Mhm.
And I just basically said I've stopped drinking since Super Bowl. It's literally been what 3 weeks,
Mhm.
and people are like telling me I'm shocked at how crazy it's looking and
Great.
how crazy I feel, how great I feel.
I'm having the same experience at work right now too. That's why I keep sending
Yeah,
you pictures of my
I
Fat Boy
love it.
suit jackets that
I love the suit
bring me
jackets,
out of.
dude.
Yeah.
I got mine in my closet still. I put them on every day, and they're getting easier to almost put on.
I'm gonna
Not
lose
there
a
yet.
lot of money because
Yeah,
I'm gonna have like most of my wardrobe I'm not gonna be able to wear in
yeah.
30 days.
Well, the funny thing is, I've kept all my small shit because that was always a goal for me to get back into it, and I never had the heart to throw it out. Of course, a lot of it's from the early 2000s, but still,
Mhm.
I'm going to try to get back into. I don't know if the style's still there, but I'm still going to try to get back into it.
Yeah, I'm gonna have no jeans. I got tons of t-shirts, but I'm in trouble. Um, Sweet. Number 5 for me was liver cleansing supplements. I really feel the berberine was a big game changer for me. Um, and then, my daughter going through her nursing studies and that kind of stuff has definitely supported the idea of using that. And I do psych to make sure anyone that gets onto this is a pretty intense supplement to take. It'll feel weird when you take it or whatever, but as far as you were to use it long term, it can take a toll on your liver. Kind of like if you want to put fuel injection fluid in your gas tank, but not every day, kind of thing. But that being said, it's gone a long way to help me cut carbs. And then taking this and then apple cider vinegar, that and the berberine together has been a game changer for insulin resistance management. But
Nice. I have been taking the berberine as well, and mine's been every few days. I've been taking it, with my multivitamins. So,
mhm.
yeah, I've been feeling it too. That might be a reason too.
Awesome.
My number 5 is mastering my shake, my morning shake.
Oh, I love the shakes are great.
Man, I did a YouTube video on my first shake, and it has come a long way since I've done my first video. I've tried different recipes. I've been throwing in, turmeric and ginger now, and uh, unripe plantains and kefir, and
You
it's
put turmeric
coconut
in your
water.
shake?
Huh?
Cool. You put turmeric in your shake?
I sure do.
Cool.
Turmeric and ginger, and then whey. No, sorry, hemp fiber. Been putting
Hemp
that in
fiber.
there.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
Okay.
throwing in some hemp fiber and then some, some lemon or some lime peels, some acai, and my shake is delicious. It was
Acai.
delicious before, but it's delicious now. And I changed from milk to coconut water. I've been using your idea of coconut water, and that just enhances the flavor. I think
Oh yeah, I think so too.
destroys it. So mastering my shake and just being able to play around with different things and creating something that I really like and I think is helping me every day and something I enjoy drinking.
Awesome. Yeah, I honestly just started a few days ago doing this apple cider vinegar with the water like we have been doing,
Yeah,
but then adding a dash of cinnamon and a squeeze of lemon into it.
yeah.
So that's been the new thing, like a micro shake or something. I don't know. But yeah, so shakes are awesome.
Works.
All right, top 5 wrapped up.
Top 5.
We're going to transition into go time. We're going to get the boys on the show.
Let's do it.
Introduce to everybody, welcome them to the group. So yeah, without any further ado, click, click, click. Welcome, Mr. Jason Gasser to the Resoluters and Mr. Brandon Hernandez.
In color.
What's up,
What's
motherfuckers?
up, gentlemen?
Thanks for having us.
Awesome. Yeah, fucking good you guys look. You sexy bitches.
Mm-hmm.
So how's the world, man? Have you guys been? Jesus Christ, look at the tower of comics behind Hernandez. And the Star Wars shit hanging
get the
from
Star
ceiling,
Wars.
dude. That's man. Oh, Koi's even
Yeah.
got his Star Wars shirt kicking today.
That's right.
Dude, I feel like I'm at Barnes and Noble or something. Looking, are you at Barnes and Noble having a coffee or something? Jeez.
So I feel very, very seen.
Awesome. All right, so I think I'm going to run through just a few warm-up questions with you guys to kind of help everyone else get to know you guys a little bit. You guys down?
Yeah, let's do it.
I'm down.
Okay. Jason? Are you down?
Present.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
There you go. I just want to make sure we were getting audio. Got a little delay on Brandon, and I didn't hear you anything, and I was like, God, I want to give more technical difficulties. We went through the rough road of season 1 with the shit of that kind of stuff. All right, number 1. I'll just go clockwise. So I'll hit Brandon. We'll go with you first. Favorite movie, and this could be your favorite movie currently. It doesn't. Yeah, I know sometimes that can change.
Favorite movie? I will say currently, because always Goodfellas, but currently Babylon. Saw Babylon this past holiday. Rocked my world. Felt like a 3-hour roller coaster. Wanted to get back on and do all over again.
That was a crazy, crazy movie. I just watched that the other day too.
It's been on my list. I haven't seen it.
I couldn't turn it off.
I saw someone who hated it as much as I loved it, which it's a very split down the middle. So
Yeah.
it was a great time. Either you're going to love it or it's worth the price of admission.
Right on. Very cool. Jay?
Man, that's a you guys aren't messing around. That was I down. I mean, I was having this conversation with a group of friends of mine, and I caught shit for this, but I don't care. I think still to this day, Top Gun at number 1.
Nice. Did you see the new one that came out?
Nope. Being defiant.
It's really fucking.
It's really.
That's what I hear.
I hated the new one.
Buddy Frank.
What?
I was like,
see? Just like Brandon said, we're gonna get torn right down the middle on this one too.
I hated the new one, man. I love Goose, Maverick, all that, and I just felt this was just Same shit, different movie.
Yeah, it had story
The new
continuity though, man.
old one. That was my birth movie.
I see. It's good.
Oh yeah.
Born.
Got my boy Miles in there, right? And you know, Tom Cruise is Jets. So, but man, no, I still retain carnal knowledge on the premises. So
On the premises.
Carnal
on the
knowledge
premises.
of a lady this time.
Belated this time.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right, last book that you read. Actually, we got to answer too, man. Coy, what's your movie right now?
My favorite movie of all time, or right now?
Well, either one, whatever you want to do.
Okay, well, all time, it's Star Wars. I mean, it's A New
Okay.
Hope. Actually, it's Rogue One, really, if you think about it. That's an amazing movie. We're right now, God.
Rogue One.
It's still Rogue One. You're right, son. It's Rogue One.
Awesome. Okay, very cool. I'm gonna throw out there because it's kind of obscure, but I dig it. Motorcycle Diaries is probably still my favorite movie. All right, last book you read.
I'm on a steady diet of them, so the
Oh no shit.
The father of the atomic bomb.
Oh, look at that.
So it's called American Prometheus. It's about Rob and how he made the atomic bomb. And as soon as he made it, he went, "Whoa, shit!" And was basically live the rest of his life as the demon, the person you could point at price for creating something so monstrous. You know, at the time, he knew what it was. He's like, might as well be us. And very complicated person. Very, very great book. If you like some of people invented the things that are going to kill us all, it's great. Recommend it.
There it is.
Vibe.
No, but that's cool. That's actually fascinating. Jay, what you got? Last book you read.
kind of messing around with two of them. Okay. Always a classic.
Oh yeah, baby. There you go.
Book of Knocking on Your Ass.
It certainly does.
You know,
I've definitely read that.
I really appreciate how Howard Zinn and what he gave his life. I mean, it was he spent the latter part of 30 years building the documentation, published this book, and it's just you hear so many different stories, especially now with and it's really hard to versus what's inaccurate and active of our own history from not necessarily the people who won, people that were with the guys who won, didn't win. Their opinions and their tests. It's really quite fascinating. Learning from Columbus's first officer, being like, "Yeah, this guy's weird, man. He's into some funky stuff. He should be allowed to have these ships." It's earth shattering. In elementary school, and it dumps its on its head. That won't judge me. This book is awesome. This book.
I honestly have never seen that book before.
I love this guy. This guy right here. He's awesome. He's really grown on me since he's been.
Since he's been out of office, he's grown on you.
Because now he's not around anymore. And I'm like, I was used to earlier. The tweets.
It's going to be huge. It's going to be amazing. The most incredible thing you've ever seen.
Huge.
Nobody does it better than me. You do it. I'm just saying, that kind of stuff. So,
God, I wonder if he narrates it himself, like on Audible or something.
That'd
be awesome.
The Howard Zinn book though, I honestly, it's like when I read that, it's been a minute, but dude, it's heartbreaking. One, the information that's hidden from us, and two, the perspective of these different points of history in our country, where the things that they omit when we're going through school, the people that suffered to get us through certain places that maybe didn't have to. I don't know. It's eye opening. I think as far as being an American. So yeah.
It's just kind of
Uh,
good to know and only to realize that it's not as clean as it was. Like the whole thing rough around the edges. Like these guys, these founding, they had no idea what the hell they were doing, and then they went through it, and they were like, "Shit, now what?" They're like, "What do we?" And they're like, "You just want to, Georgie, because we could just do that." It's like, nah, we're not doing that, man. Like, we didn't just so you can name me king, and yeah, it kind of lends a little to the legend.
Hey, you're breaking up a little bit, but it was hard to make out the last 3 or 4 words that you said.
A little bit of humanity to the legend.
Yeah. Okay.
The founding of this.
They were real dudes.
Yeah, I'm happy to know that it wasn't perfect.
Hmm?
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I just finished reading Cat's Cradle by Kurt Vonnegut, and
Oh.
then kind of in step with these two guys with these biographies of Trump and
One on the
Oppenheimer.
list. Sorry.
Oh,
Oh,
nice,
look at that.
Sometimes I
nice.
feel like we're synced up sometimes, but country. But sorry to interrupt you. It's just as soon
No,
as
no,
you
that's
said
all
it,
good.
I was like, I literally have that one book club. Then
I want to grab the other book that I'm reading that I want to show you guys. Here, one second.
do this all day.
Oh, yeah.
So, but since you guys are reading that, hey Jay, is Landslide? Is that just about the election, or was that like a biography of Trump? What was that one?
The last days.
Yeah. So he Holt gets into the Oval like a few months prior. Election like really starting to ramp up. Right before COVID, that really starts. Um, and
Yes.
he just
I
spends a lot of
finally got
time
the chair from my
in the Oval, just listening to these conversations. Our like day-to-day like stuff, and also trying to how the incumbent is going to win this. It's absolutely nuts. Like one conversation that Trump had, his political advisor, and he's we really gotta get a handle on COVID, and otherwise this thing's gonna really kick the and he's like, well, can't we just like whole thing? And they're like, what do you mean? He's like just not have one? Like, can I just circumnavigate that whole thing and just have to do it? And they're like, it's not a thing. And he's like, well, why not? Like why? And I'm like, this guy's awesome.
So it's an accounting of those conversations and the way he addresses all this shit.
You kind of get a behind the scenes look of what was happening in the midst of all this chaos. It's a more in-depth look of how the inner workings of his cabinet worked.
Hey, I'm going to
how he
interrupt you
really
real quick,
felt about COVID.
just because you're cutting out a lot. Are you on a phone or Wi-Fi, or how are you connected to the internet?
I'm on Wi-Fi.
Okay.
I'm on the Wi-Fi.
Okay. We'll see. Maybe you can log out and try to come back in through your phone real quick, because your phone might get a better connection, unless you're on the bottom of a high rise or something. Because I'm losing like every other word while
Okay.
you're chatting. Yeah, it won't take
Okay.
long, because you've got the Facebook app on your phone or the Messenger, whatever. You can just click that, and you should pull you right back in. Cool. All right, give it a shot. All right, sweet. So we'll see if we can get a little better connection with him on that. But well, I guess we'll get Jay caught up back on in a second. But I've been reading this biography of Grant. So this is pretty fascinating, even for the beginning of this, of how he kind of rose to become the person he was. And there's a bit on the relationship between him and the other generals from the Civil War era.
That's a
But
that's a bucket list book right there, where it's like I keep on touching it. It's like, but maybe when I'm 70, I'll get to it. But I've just was such a fascinating person that yeah, definitely won't get caught up. He definitely had his own addiction or drinking here, so
yeah,
the
paid the price for it
term
with his health,
because he used to get so drunk in hotel lobbies. That's the only time anyone could get anything done. Good old drunk General Grant.
that's definitely in there. When I lived in San Diego, I was part of the team. We reopened the U.S. Grant Hotel that his family had owned, and one of our first hires was a host that we had there, which was actually his great grandson, was this kid that worked there with us. So it was interesting. All right, Jay, give it a test run. Try again. I can hear you. Let's give it a shot again.
How are you doing?
Okay, you're not breaking up, but there's a little delay. That's okay.
It might be the AirPods too, because there's nothing with the video. It's just audio. But
Oh yeah, because the mic is on the pods, right?
it's perfect.
Yeah.
It's just the sound delay.
Because I had this experience in the past before, just even off my laptop sometimes, which is why I got to get a cable to hook right into my router. That kind of solved my issue. But we can hear him clearly with
Wait,
little
hold on.
delay. Okay.
Are we good?
We're at Okay, let me try it the other way again, and then maybe it's just a better connection to try a second time. Yeah, try jumping back in with your Wi-Fi again. We'll see what we get. Yeah, that gets a little rough. All right, and then I want to get Jay back on here. But man, what the fuck is that? Hey Jeff, I can't hear you either.
I muted myself because of my freaking son.
Oh, okay.
So, last book I read, Lost Tribe of the Sith. That's the last book I read. And then the book I'm currently reading, if you can see it, Sun Tzu, The Art of War.
Oh,
That's the one I'm
excellent.
currently
Oh,
reading.
it's good.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Classic.
I got Book of Five
Very
Rings
much
on my
classic.
daily readers too. All right, Mr. Gasser.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, that worked.
Yeah. We're doing it with headphones. So
Okay, yeah, great. You're solid. Okay, cool. All right, we got everybody's books. All right, next question. Most interesting celebrity or just interesting person that you've met?
I guess there's been a few here and there, but the one that my favorite one was I guess two. One, I got to meet the founder of Buc-ee's, and I was able to shake his hand, look him in the eye, and say, "Sir." So that was a high in my list of actual people who made a difference in the world. My favorite moment was getting drunk with Mike Jones back during COVID. So
Mike Jones.
Mike Jones.
who? The guy that made us play a trivia just so I could put the question. This Houston-based rapper once had major hits and still tipping and back in just to get my Mike Jones. So I was able to get nice and toasted with him. So that was a memory.
That's cool. All right, Jay.
So I spent like quite a few summers with Morgan Freeman. There, the boat. Up in, Port Rhode Island. So my parents split up when I was little. My mom married this like really bad, who was a pretty cool stepdad to have for a while before he became alcoholic. But that's another podcast. He used to like build boats. That was like his thing. Built a boat. They built a boat for Morgan Freeman. Morgan Freeman like came to Rhode Island and he just kept it. He kept it there, up there, and he would be there, and he would for lunch, and his wife would make like probably some of the best cookies still to this day. And she was a total smoke show too. Just checking out Morgan. Really nice guy. Really nice guy. Lobster rolls. That's like his thing. So it was a pretty cool experience for a couple of years.
Right on. That is pretty cool. I love his success story too. It kind of popped up later in life, and now he's one of the most iconic actors in history. I still remember seeing him as a little kid on Sesame Street for the. You guys see that on the electric company? Yeah. When he was doing public access stuff or whatever. Jeff?
Well, I met a wrestler once in a restaurant when I was working. When I was in the Marine Corps, actually, I was working my night job at Bennigan's restaurant over in Mission Valley in San Diego, and a high-profile wrestler came in, and I knew wrestling was in town that day, and I happened to be cleaning the bathroom when he came into the bathroom. I went to the bathroom, and the guy walked in and said, "Hey, you're so-and-so." And I'm not going to say his name because there's some incriminating shit here. So they said, "Hey, you're so-and-so." And he's like, "Yeah." He's like, "Oh, dude." He's like, "Yeah." He's like, "Well, I'm taking a piss right now." And so the other guy said, "Oh, yeah, I'm sorry." So he left, he walked out. And then he walked over to wash his hands where I was standing at the sink. And I go, "So, did you win tonight?" He goes, Nah, they got me losing a lot now. So we started talking a little bit. He's like, "Hey, you're pretty cool." I was like, "I appreciate that. It's nice to meet you." He's like, "Yeah, what are you doing? What are you doing tonight?" I said, "I'm working till about midnight." He's like, "Oh, you want to come to my hotel room after this and fuck this girl with me?" And I said, "Excuse me?" And he's like, "Yeah." I was like, "I got this girl. You want to come back to the hotel and bang her with me?" And I was like, "Well, I'm married." I was married at the time. I go, "I'm married." He goes, "So am I." And I was like, "Yeah, no, I'm good, bro." Appreciate it though, man.
I don't. You've told me this before. I don't remember who the wrestler is, but I want it to be John Cena so bad.
It is not John Cena. It is not John Cena. He's actually a very nice guy. He buys Girl Scout cookies all the time down around our neighborhood.
John Cena. I was like,
John Cena, you can't see me. Yeah, no, that's most interesting. And then I was married to Chester Bennington's cousin, so I knew Lincoln Park before they were, Lincoln Park. So
I feel
that was
like
fun.
Macho Man. Ooh,
Oh yeah,
come
oh, Miss Elizabeth.
We got two chicks at the hotel.
You want to go stop to a Slim Jim with me? No, it wasn't wasn't him, Macho Man.
That's awesome. I got
Was it
two favorites in the past. For
Ultimate Warrior.
for interesting, I met the author Dan Millman. He wrote Way of the Peaceful Warrior. Did an event with him at a resort property that I worked at. So he was like a bucket list kind of dude to meet for me because he's such an impactful author on my life. And then, funny enough, in the exact same room, I had a glass of Bryant Cabernet with Bruce Willis. So that was kind of fun. I couldn't afford that $1,500 bottle of wine, but I was doing his wine service for him, and he kind of called me out. I was like, "You haven't had this wine, have you?" And I'm all, "No." And he's all, "You need to grab a chair. We need to sit here and talk about wine." So that was fun with Bruno.
Awesome. It's awesome.
Sweet.
Good times.
All right, gents. We've been talking about getting healthy on this show, quite a bit, and we're having some good results. And I know both of you guys have put to bed, drinking for quite a while now, and getting on a really healthy track, and getting into fitness and all that kind of stuff. And I know directly that Brandon has been all over the fucking map as far as how yoked he gets, and then he loses weight and going back and forth. So what would you say is like your number one motivator that motivates you to get healthy?
Well, I think right before the COVID hit, I'm a day, not a very slight bones, and I think it was like $1.85 right before, and it was 80% Jack Daniels and tequila shots. So, the worst shape I've been in my life. I mean, I had a good solid B or C cup, body goals and all that. So initially to get me had hit my dead end of the drinking thing. So I had to go get some professional, go through the whole ordeal of getting that sorted out in my life. And to maintain this, I started, instead of just not focusing on not doing something, not drinking and not alcoholic, I focused on positive things like activities. Both of me took up a whole lot of reading and work on a motorcycle, and then fitness wise, climbing and just being outdoors and active. And the more active I was, idle mind, I guess, is the best way to put it. So just whenever I decided to quit drinking, I decided I'd be just more active in my now that I had now that I wasn't hungover or going through that. So biggest change.
Cool. Yeah, well, it's definitely a motivator, but it's cool to see all the stuff you've been able to do too. I'm sure that dog runs the shit out of you.
All right.
Jay, what was your number one motivator to shift things?
I don't know. It's tough to say. I had this really hot docket. But that helped a lot. She was very. I think the information that she had for me was probably a little bit for the past few months, because I was unemployed and was, just getting underway and free money, and giving it out 50 drinks a night was like awesome. That was doing.
Wow.
I was up to handle. I would buy a handle of ice that with a 12 pack of Mike's, whatever. Usually it was like variety pack, Good, but the neuropathy in my
Damn it! I'm really I'm hearing most of what you're saying, but you're cutting out quite a bit.
Still?
Yeah, I almost feel like maybe if you just spoke, it's not as bad as it was before, but maybe if you spoke a little slower, just slightly, it might come across a little easier.
So I couldn't walk essentially, stopped working.
Wow.
I wasn't able to eat food. My body had become only able to make alcohol.
Wow.
I went to the doctor and hey, I don't know what's wrong with my leg. She was like, well, and it was July 2020. Day was in a little over, and she said I had about that much time left. So that was adapt or die. I mean, for me,
Wow.
pretty much.
That is huge. I know we'd had some conversation about this stuff, but we have never had that conversation. I got to hear the victory stories afterwards and how well you've been doing.
Oh yeah, but yeah, the colorful details I've kept for sure.
And then how much weight have you lost now since you've been getting everything together?
See her in 2020. I was up around, and now I'm down about between 260 and 270 on a consistent basis, but I'm now 260. That's where
Cool.
I'm.
The only word I missed that you
To,
said was how much you weighed in the beginning.
okay. I was up around 330, 40.
Wow. We're about the
Yeah.
same height, if I remember right.
That's amazing,
bro.
bro.
That's an incredible amount of weight loss, dude.
Balloons. Your body doesn't have, there was all kinds of stuff going on. There was up, my fingers looked like it's loaded. Pretty bad shape. I was in pretty rough shape when I quit.
Well, man, congratulations on turning it all around.
Absolutely.
Thanks.
And then we were
Talking
talking
about
it.
just
Yeah. Go ahead, Brandon.
talking about your body literally started just having to go through it and having to do the pause, the withdrawals, and the shakes and the cold sweats at night, and it just became it where, at least for me, my body knew, yeah, it was alcohol that kept going. My diet was crap, and as soon as I would take it away or try to stop cold turkey without help, just with bed, shake, couldn't move my hands, did that like 1800s like alcoholic, just couldn't even function, and then back to normal, can do this day again, and just taking that for about a weekend. I didn't know if I'd be able to do it just because my body was screaming for it.
Wow.
Don't miss those days.
Yeah, I don't hear it in your voice that you're missing those days. No.
Yeah, it doesn't sound remorseful that you left those things behind.
When we were planning this episode, we started talking to you guys. It's been several weeks ago, and our goal of doing this episode was to get some guys that had some victories under their belt and managing alcohol, because Jeff and I, well, I guess it's been like 6 to 7 weeks when we first started this conversation. But we were discovering, that we would make these great results, trying to lose weight and get healthy, and then we'd go party on our days off and drink too much, and then that would ultimately become the roadblock because our livers were so exhausted and having to recover from what we just did to it, even if it was for one day, that we would lose several days of progress from afterwards. Um, we had a little delay here. Not that I'm going to discuss names or anything, but Jeff and I have a very close friend that kind of hit this wall, similar to you guys, but it was pretty rough. So we almost lost him. And so thank God that he's recovering and it's getting kind of miraculous and that kind of stuff. And it looks like he's heading the same direction with some of the examples that the Brandon that you're sharing. But it was pretty wild that we started this conversation with y'all with this thing being in our mind as being important. And we both started removing alcohol from, the routine. And with no doubt, conversations I had with both of you guys over the past year has definitely kept putting it in the back of my mind. I need to knock this off. I need to cut back on this stuff. And just one, just listening to your guys' stories, but two, also just seeing the success and how healthy you guys have been. But it was pretty ironic that we get this thing going and we're setting up this podcast, and then we have someone close to us that really needs to hear about the stuff that you guys have to share. So it was just kind of interesting how that all came together in such this short period of time.
Well, I think it was so interesting. It's I've been pretty open about my health, even at my work. They all know that I don't taste wine. I teach a wine class and teach, and when they ask why, it's like, oh, I have a really bad allergy. When they ask more questions, give a few more open there, because the way I always said is I wasn't ashamed of being alcoholic whenever I was ashamed of the recovery. In doing that, so many people have saying, hey, I drink without, in this industry, it's the norm. You work hard, you party, come to me. It's like, I have been afraid to say anything, or don't know how to say this, but I think I have a problem. Give advice. I just say what worked for me and leave it at that. So I was surprised how we're coming up. I think more people need the help than they said. And like I said, what is messing up their life. And it's just kind of, just grateful for that people, one, would confide, and two, how many people have, that suffer and you don't even know on a day-to-day basis. So it's very, very humbling, and just very appreciate everything. That I'll get my 2-year chip in May. So that's, again, for me, I never.
I didn't even put that together either. You guys are almost on the exact same timeline down here. Jason, it's like a little ahead of you, right?
I think so. You said 2020.
I'm 20. Okay, it is 2023, isn't it? Okay, so yeah.
Yeah, so I got a 971. So 2 years, 7 months. Some change. So pretty stoked about that. Thought that was,
I'm pretty stoked about that. That's amazing, both of you.
That's pretty.
Yeah. It's and it's it's such an, and it's it really, you talk about denial. It's like a cover up. It's like a Watergate. You're fooling yourself the whole time. And you're like, have a problem, and maybe work doesn't know that. Well, my dad hasn't said anything to me yet, so I'm all right. And it's like, well, you come to realize that everybody knows. It's like the only person that you're fooling is kind of, for me, just like, I'm gonna do this. I have to. Immediately, the first layer that how much I cared about just kind of go from there. And psychologically, for me, it wasn't a handicap, and it was a handicap that I feel like I have. And when you view it as a handicap, to figure out how to a handicap, because people do it every day. How can I strive playing field here and get on board with living a happy, successful life? How do I get to that? I just go from there. Help me out was Navy SEALs and how they think. Their strategies is one of their mindsets is eat an elephant, and it's one. So you break up what needs to happen. Your goal just knock them out. And you just fucking go for broke. The way I live life now is how I used to drink.
I like the elephant metaphor. That kind of ties into what Coy went earlier about dissecting the goals into small ones and then just pushing your way through them one at a time. Cool. So, how do you guys feel that changes have impacted your career?
It's the first year was hard because making a career in talking about what angle a bourbon barrel was to use out of the oak to season this nectar that I can no longer taste. The different varieties of this French wine that now I cannot. And so because of that, I had that first 6 months was hard because do I shift a career path? That was hard. But with it being the new normal, then I just saw them as tools in a trade. And be as far as setting boundaries and knowing I didn't feel any pressure. I was so honest about the process. I didn't have a secret. If someone say, "Spirit guy here, can you taste to see if this has been oaked?" Can't. I'm allergic. Why be drunk? And that made it easier to transition into. As far as better, worse, I realized that I'm taking better care. The physical part I know is what we're really discussing here, but mostly the work life. I don't have to. Whenever I was drinking too much, I'd say, well, if I could work 12 hours, it somehow balances out. Well, I might be a drunk, but I'm a hard worker. So now that I maybe not don't go 100,000%, but my 85% better, a lot more consistent, and I'm able to save some for the family, and I'm just a lot happier, healthier, more balanced out. Honestly, just I feel like I don't have any secrets. I don't have to hide that I'm hungover or still drunk from the night. I'm going to try really hard, and when it's time to go home and be with the family, I won't go home and most of them or anything that. So yeah, I mean, I know I'm probably short. Sobriety can change your life, no shit. But actually, by going to year 2, I'm really starting to reap the rewards, both physically. I wasn't feeling 100% the other day, and it kind of reminded me a little bit of a deal with a crippling hangover in a year and a half. I just wake up at 6 and go for errands, do whatever I got to do, and age which we start taking health for granted. It's a good place to be. It's anyways so drastically changed, and I'm a person I never thought I could be.
No, it's fantastic. It sounds like you're more present, involved in all those areas of your life that you were mentioning.
therapy. Still, I still keep that on. I was actually able to stop clouding stuff thing, and just go actually deep. So I have some issues with survivor's guilt, all the stuff that you kind of like. I never have to, if I drink enough, you never have to. News is that first year. Oh, it's been waiting there for me to. But it's like the analogy I use. It's like the mess underneath the bed. It's there. No back you push it or find a cubby in your closet. The shit's still there. So organize it, and you know what? Really like organized shit. So like I said that, and I'm at year 2 where I'm starting to actually, not saying it's all just good stuff. There's still, but I'm starting to really see the benefit and the payoff of some of that work. So
Awesome. Jason?
It's good shit.
Definitely agree, like 1000% with when I can identify with a lot of what he's saying. My problem with alcohol was very much a and once you stop the behavior, kind of left with what's that's making me want to act like this, boiling underneath, like what's that's very, very deep down beneath the mantle here. Dig up and uncover and figure out I want to drink shitty vodka all the time. There's all this good could have been drinking, and I'm out here. So it was a process. But once you start peeling back, and you get to the core, and you just kind of everybody. But once you point and you deal and you accept things for what they are, trust that no matter what be, and you trust, I mean, like, say, and I'm not saying this happens, but let's the things that cause me to drink, let's just say my brother loved to touch my right butt cheek. So it's like my brother's still in my life. Whenever we hang out, he's probably going to want to, like, so, and I trust that he's always a cheek toucher. So I, and then I move on. That's a chapter that is now of things that I need to read about to accept, like, who I am as life is. And then once that, then the fun starts. Like Brandon was, being able to back and rebuild my credit and to me, an operator. Mark looked up to you for years, and being able to, and being able to crunch the numbers and do the labor and do the, and when try to hit 20% on food and bev, and in your head you're like, no, there's no way, fuck you, I'm gonna do it. You do it. That's the only way that you were able to do that. You don't drink it anymore. This person that just because you've already one thing that like wasn't possible.
Yeah, I feel that, man. Like when when Brandon and I first worked together, my schedule was a lot easier than most jobs that I'd had. And I'd gone for a good run when I first moved to Houston, and I wasn't drinking very much. But then once I had that free time and excess income that I had to spend, um, I was definitely going out a lot. And then switching those gears, Brandon and I went to Rebuild, another restaurant that was like right next door to us. The demands on that gig, and then trying to get the same results with a hangover, it just wasn't going to be possible.
Yeah.
It was just all of a sudden, it wasn't, there was no way. There was no way goals were even going to be considered if we would maintain the routine.
Right.
First gig that Brandon and I worked at, we checked off a lot of boxes, rebuilt that business, and it became successful. So it was kind of the dominoes were clicking on their own after a while, and we had to shift gears in a more financially demanding environment. Man, it was rough. I mean, it's just, and then my chef and I were in competition for who could work the most hours on a given week, and it was always 5 or 10 hours above 100.
It's
It was just
weird how that comes about.
like it's a point of pride how much we can abuse ourselves.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
that
yeah.
always ended with working a half day on Sunday.
Yeah.
But since it's a half day, we would leave work at
Right.
9:30 on Saturday, and Chef and I would go to the bar that Brandon essentially built, which is our old gig, and drop $700 on a bar tab.
Hell yeah.
And it was like, because we were so miserable, that was going to be our emotional band-aid, and then get up at 8 a.m. and just hate our fucking lives. Just like, oh my God. Like, did my heart stop for a minute? Like, I was just like,
Chef's like,
Chef's like, oh my God.
Like, I gotta make 800 meatballs. And you're like, yeah. Fun making your meat.
But I think that's a really great point when you start realizing that you can do more and take on more and rise to a higher level solely because you weren't getting in your own way with something. It's yeah,
freedom, man. It's like Braveheart type stuff.
Hopefully no one's pulling off your snuts
without freedom.
Awesome. So what are you guys building up for the next thing? I know Brandon's built out a really good program with his profession. Jason's just got into his new gig here pretty recently. What are you guys looking to do with this newfound health over the next few years?
Now that I've tasted it both, I've tasted the it was so hard to even just get through a day because how much shit I felt like on just being my norm. I think he said like drink the handle a 6-pack. I'm like, oh, did we have the same diet? Like what's now just
Wow.
the 9-day difference of now just feeling where it's my iron, how can I get my cardio back? You start looking at different activities can do where the next step. Got a little out the climbing while I was doing the climbing from 5'9" to 5'10", technical, just getting up there. I'm not going to be an Olympian or, running sort of like crazy long distance. I guess everything health-wise seems like a gift from here on out. I just go back to that. So now it's a point of pride, feeling good and able to fit in my old jeans and my old suits and all those good all the stuff you've overcome. So honestly, I just want to keep that on, being able to ride the motorcycle a lot and just be able to hop on there so where it helps, and just physically feeling like half, for too many years. I don't know, just really appreciate continuing climbing, continue hiking, camping, whatever it is, just really enjoying that. Yeah,
Enjoying
just
your
really
life.
kind of enjoying the payoff.
Awesome. What you got, Jay? What the next few years look like?
But my fountains not anytime soon. Like to what Brandon was saying, it's the whole experience has been you when you drink like and then you stop, you survive. You're given this gift, this second at a life that you're fortunate enough that you can make the best in a short period of time. It's daily living with a sense of urgency that I didn't really have before, where it's like saying yes to everything. Don't get put on hold. If your mom calls you, I drop whatever the phone. My brother, I'm always present, in ways that I was spending the whole day hungover, or and it's not, because it's not the mindset is much shit as you can, because you waste enough time fucking off. You gotta take advantage of this second chance.
I
Yeah,
like that.
I mean,
I used to think about kind of like the what you're suggesting. You ever see that Jim Carrey movie? Was it Jim Carrey? The movie Yes Man?
Oh yeah.
And it's from when I think about that movie all the time when I think about wasting time in life and to make sure you're experiencing it. And I love what you said about being present.
Yeah.
So that's pretty awesome. I really dig that. Well, sweet.
Yeah, and it goes it's not always positive. Now having the still tell people to fuck off and kick rock, and it's genuine because it's a place that is real, raw, and untethered. So when you get it, that smoke, and that's also great.
Say that again. There was some skips in there. I didn't make out exactly what you're saying. I want to make sure people hear that.
Having mentioned earlier, and sort of the confidence and security that comes with knowing who you are, not being afraid to tell go fuck themselves, and really meaning it. I mean, that is, it's
No, I get that. I've had to, I don't know, through the pandemic, we all went through a bunch of stuff. I had to set some hard boundaries for people in my life that were very close to me that I don't necessarily talk to anymore. And it changes everything. It changes you and makes certain situations difficult. You miss certain people and so on. But when you know that they're cancer, like in your life, it's just you have to make those decisions. Yeah, cut it out. Absolutely. It's a tumor. No, it's like anyway. Most definitely. Well, gentlemen, I just want to say thank you very much for sharing. I think we've been on here for the better part of 2 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel we average when we bring guests on here. It usually takes we usually calculate these things over a period of a week for viewership for our shows. We usually get around somewhere around 275 and 300 views. We have just under 100 members on the Resoluters, of which you guys are members of. So I feel statistically, oh, I love it. Yeah, the He-Man Woman Hater Club. Uh, statistically, you're both bound to have reached quite a few people who really need to hear what y'all have to say.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much for being on the show. We do have our musical guest. So Mr. Franco Maganoli has the video that he produced that he has lent us this evening with a track called Moment in Time. So I'm going to get that thing going with a little share screen action, and we can check out Franco and see what.
Let's do it.
For having us here.
She's like a pearl. Where every step I take, I know I made no mistakes. I know what I'm doing. Perfect in my world. I know that sometimes, yeah, I can be hard to deal with. Another day has passed. I try to be the one you want me to be and belong to a place I don't belong. And is it too late? Cause all I think about is how to penetrate and you can't relate, and this causes problems. Oh, another day, another day, another day. The day I have been thinking of you. Oh, another day, another day, another day. Another day I have been thinking of you. And all I want is to be able to just get away for a day, and I would be alright. And all I wish I was is a flower in a field, just absorbing the day without you on my mind. Oh, but there is no place like that can be found on earth. So I hold my head up high and just pretend. To just get away for a day, and I would be alright. And all I wish I was a flower in a field, just absorbing the day without you on my mind. Oh, but there is no place like that can be found on earth. So I hold my head up high and just pretend that I would be alright. That I would be alright. I would be alright. Another day, another day, another day. Another day I have been thinking of you. Oh, another day, another day, another day. Another day I have been thinking of you. Oh, ooh, another day, another day, another day. Another day I have been thinking of you. Oh, another day, another day, another day. Another day I have been thinking of you, thinking, you thinking, I'm thinking. Ooh, another day, another day, another day, another day, another day I've been thinking of you and I don't want to anymore.
I think we're having
Damn
some
you,
bad luck
Buffer!
there. I know. I think we're having a sunspot.
Well, what an amazing
It just
song. That was amazing.
yeah, I was digging it. We're only missing like the last 30 seconds of it, but hey, clearly.
Post a link.
Oh yeah, that's right. We could write into the feed in the group.
Post the link. Come check it out. Give it a like. Give it a thumbs up. Subscribe.
Absolutely.
All that fun
I
stuff.
gotta check out. Man, I was kind of thinking it'd be kind of cool since Franco lives here in Houston. We actually connected with because of the Resoluters, another guy that I used to work with at Lake Colonial here in Houston. He's a drummer, and so Franco and Zachary connected a little bit, just chatting about this stuff. Thought it'd be kind of fun. I think you should plan a road trip, take those boys out to Beaumont, and do a recording session with Mr. Dixon.
That'd be amazing.
A little bit, see what's going on. But anywho, we're gonna wrap it up. I love you guys. Thank you so much for being here and for sharing. And I'm immensely
Pleasure meeting
proud.
you, and I loved your stories, man. Thanks for that.
Absolutely.
Really appreciate you guys having us on here. It's good seeing you guys here. Just appreciate having us.
Awesome. Love to hear about Jay. We're gonna have to give up we used to have a group called the Group of Bad Decisions. We're in DC. I think we've kicked him.
League of Inebriated Gentlemen.
There you go. The Society of Sober Super Friends. That could be
There you go. Look at that.
Oh, dude.
Awesome. Well, Jason, Brandon, Master Coy, thank you guys so much. Have a great rest of your night. I will connect with you guys soon. And Brandon lives not too far from me, but we need to get Jason and I need to have a reunion tour here pretty soon. I think that'd be awesome. So maybe plan a visit if you want to come out here and hang out with us in Houston, Jason. That'd be pretty awesome. But can you hear us, Jason?
Jason.
Maybe not. Hello.
Yes. Hey.
All right. Well, thanks, guys. Have a great night, and we'll see you guys on the flip side.
Good night,
you guys. Here. Thank you.